Hey, man. Hey, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of Revenue Talent Talk. Today, I am honored, excited, energized to be joined by not only the CEO, Larry, I think you're also the CMO, Chief Motivation Officer and Chief Energy Officer. And Larry, I am so excited to have you here today. But how about we start off and you introduce yourself? And then I want to give you a little bit of a backstory of why I asked you to be on this one today.
CG, Christopher, I'm happy to be here with you. Come on now. I just want to make sure everyone can hear me. Can you hear me now? I am happy to be here. Larry Long Jr., CEO, that's Chief Energy Officer of LLJR Enterprises. So happy to be here, excited to be here. Look forward to this conversation. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a brand new author. Who would have thunk it? I wrote a book, and I'm just on a mission to really help as many people as I possibly can. So happy to be here for this conversation. Let's get ready to rumble.
We have Urim Stone chiming in. Wow, Chris and Larry on the same chat. Larry, honestly, 2 weeks ago, I did episode 1 with Kevin Mulrain, and I got together with Kevin. And I said, look, market's shifting. A lot of people out there. We do this little office hours thing where a couple people pop in, but how can we broadcast help out there to a larger group? And Kevin and I talked a lot about the market, what was happening, how to get through it. And after we got done, I'm like, now I need somebody to pump people up. We're going into the end of the first half of the year. It's the end of the quarter. Things have changed. Like, who's going to get everyone excited for the next half of the year? So you were the only person I reached out to, and I think you had too many pina coladas because you were on vacation and you replied back right away, yes. And I'm like, I don't even think he looked at what I was asking.
The answer was yes before you even asked. You know how we do.
So, Larry, I actually have a question for you because I'm really curious. And, you know, at Captivate Talent, we want to help connect people with companies, and we talk a lot about careers and jobs. What was your first job?
Ooh, we're
first job
back. We're taking it back. My first job was Lawns by Larry. My mom put together a flyer, and she said, hey, go knock on doors in the neighborhood and let people know that you'll mow their lawn. And we lived in townhouses, so it was $10 for the middle units because it was just the front and the back. Zoom, 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 pay me. And then $12 for the end unit because it was front, back, and the side. I can tell you, I was so scared to knock on doors. My mom said, I pity the fool. Get out there. I said, nah. She said, what are you scared of? What's the worst thing they can say? And I said, no. She said, is it really that bad? I said, yes. I don't like to hear no. I don't know about you, but I was like, nah, that's going to hurt my feelings. But once I got over that obstacle, just being fearful, knocked on some doors, had some conversations, and picked up some clients, it was amazing. I was playing summer baseball, and to be able to mow lawns around my baseball schedule, make a little bit of money, it was unbelievable, Christopher.
Awesome. And Larry, so that was you've been an entrepreneur. You're an entrepreneur now again, but you were an entrepreneur earlier in your career. And I wanted to ask you about that because I think right now we look at the tech industry, there might be some adversity in front of some people right now. And you've had quite an interesting journey. Can you tell us a bit about your journey, your first step into being an entrepreneur, and then how you got into sales and how you got through it?
Come on now. It's been an adventure, and to keep it real, it's been a misadventure oftentimes. It was all a dream. So I worked at Accenture doing IT consulting. I wasn't passionate about it. So I said, let me go ahead and follow my dreams, follow my passion. I moved to North Carolina to open an indoor baseball and softball academy, indoor facility, teaching youngsters the fundamentals of the game as well as the fundamentals of life. Well, after a year and a half, the numbers that we knew, batting averages, stolen bases, home runs, RBIs, those aren't the numbers that you need to run a successful business. That's your income statement. Your balance sheet, whoa, and your statement of cash flows, whoa, Lordy. We had no idea what those numbers meant, my partner and I. We would meet with our accountant, our eyes would glaze over. We'd take the papers, throw them in the little file cabinet, never to be seen again. And after a year and a half, we ran out of cash. And the bank of Mama and Papa Long, they said, you're not a big bank. You're not too big to fail. We love you so much. We're going to let you shut it down. So they dropped the mic on me, and that was the end of my business. So I had to brush my shoulders off and had to go out there back to the working world, and found a job where I was making 150 cold calls, ice cold calls to CPA firms, accountants. Ooh,
fun world, right? Ooh.
Yes.
How when you first jumped into that first sales job, what was your thoughts though? You had no experience, right? You were
other than knocking on doors in the neighborhood. Yeah, it was humbling. I mean, we had to make 150 cold calls every day, and I made the mistake. I made 148. I think it was like day 7, and my boss, I'm not gonna shout out his name, he called me in his office. I thought I was about to get a raise. He said, our expectation is 150 calls. If you make 148 again, I'm going to tell you like the Dodgers and the Red Sox told you when you went to spring training, minor league spring training. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. He said, you got to make 150 calls. I said, wow, savage. But it was tough. I mean, I think I got one sign up in my first 740, 780 calls. Who's counting? It was the worst slump I've ever been in. But there was another sales leader, James Hatfield. He said, Larry, come into my office. I said, uh-oh, am I getting fired? He said, nah, dude. He said, hey, you've got potential. I see you got potential. But what you got to do is you got to flip the script. You got to get rid of your script, and you got to start talking to people like they're people. You're reading off of a script like a robot. Hello, this is Larry Long Jr. calling with SageWorks and Profit Sense. Click. He said, talk to people like you talk to your homeboys. I said, James, you don't know how I talk to my homeboys. That might be an HR violation. He said, you're right. He said, find that happy medium and speak to people like they're people, and you're going to have a lot of success. Lo and behold, he was right. I was just having conversations, sharing my story of being a failed business owner, and all of a sudden I'm making connections, I'm getting demos, I'm getting promoted. That's all she wrote.
Were you asking those CPA like, hey, I probably could have used you 6 months ago? Appreciate it.
I was letting them know that if my CPA had taken the time to help break down the numbers, the income statement, balance sheet, and statement of cash flows for dummies. I don't, when I look at financial statements, it's like French and no parlez-vous français. So it's like my eyes glaze over because I have no idea what they mean. Now, the accountant understands perfectly what it means, but being able to communicate that, being able to translate it, that was what our solution helped them do. And when I shared my story, when I just asked the question, do you have small business owners whose eyes glaze over when you walk through the financial statements? They're like, ding, 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 ding. Yeah, I got a bunch of dummy small business owners that eyes glaze.
So you showed them your vulnerability, and they related to that.
That's right. That's right.
Easy,
I think it's called story selling. It's sharing stories that people can relate to and seeing if there's an opportunity for you to assist them with their needs, their wants, their challenges, hopes, dreams, and aspirations.
Larry, I have something that, like getting through that tough time for you. I'm not going to lie. This morning I woke up in a little slump, and luckily I wanted to prepare for this podcast a little bit. So I listened to one of your previous podcasts, two of them actually. And you said something about having conversation. The person you talk to the most is yourself. And I think you were talking about sales leaders, but I think it can apply to anyone. Do you remember that, like having conversations with yourself, how they're negative?
I do it every day. I work with a coach, and Coach Kristen, what's going on, Kristen Frade? We've been working together it's been about a year now. And it's been amazing how I've changed my self-talk. She said, Larry, it's amazing how uplifting and positive you are when speaking about other people, when speaking to other people. When you start speaking about yourself, Houston, we have a problem. She said, you talk more smack. There was a different word that she was thinking. You talk more stuff to yourself than you would ever talk to anyone else, than you would ever let someone talk to you, and it's holding you back. And I told her, I said, hey, I expect the best out of myself. I expect excellence. She said, everyone does. Of course you do. But that doesn't mean that you have to talk down to yourself, that you have to belittle yourself and really lower yourself. You've got to uplift yourself like you uplift everyone else. And I thought about it, and she was right. So I've been working on that narrative. It's chapter 1 of my book. What story are you telling yourself and believing? Because it's so powerful. If you tell the story like me, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy to be rocking the mic as my full-time career, then guess what? You're going to step into that BS. Whereas if you uplift yourself and say, you know what, Larry, you deserve this. Keep working hard and great things are going to happen. It now changes that narrative, and it's amazing. I don't believe in magic. I mean, I got a deck of cards back there. I know a couple card tricks, black magic. But essentially, when you encourage yourself and you talk yourself up and you surround yourself with others that encourage you as well, Hercules. I would say the sky is the limit, but there is no limit.
Larry, I mean, I actually have to ask you something. I heard you don't drink coffee. and that's what makes this crazier.
I've had it once in my life. I think they say coffee's for closers, but I'm a Kool-Aid kid. So I played baseball at University of Maryland, go Terps, and we were playing spring break down at Florida State. We made that drive from Tallahassee back to College Park, Maryland, and I had a speech presentation. Well, my parents worked in D.C., so they drove by campus. My mom said, I'm going to drop off some coffee. I'm going to load it up with cream and sugar. It'll make you stay awake. Well, it did the job, but I didn't know all the cream and sugar was going to settle to the bottom. It tasted terrible. I'm like, yuck. But when I got to the bottom, all the sugar, it had me hyped for the day. But I swore from that moment, I will not drink coffee again. I like Kool-Aid and I like sweet tea. I'm a sugary sweet guy.
Some might look at you and say you're an extrovert, but I actually look at you and I think you are the ultimate introvert. Like the energy that you just have internally. Like Larry, I honestly don't know where you get it from. But if you could go back and talk to SDR Larry you were at SageWorks, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So SDR Larry today, they're kind of looking, their company maybe just went through a riff, did a nice layoff. What would you tell them? How would you keep them motivated?
Yeah. I would say, hey, little Larry, hey, hard-headed knucklehead, hang in there and realize that it's going to be all right. It's tough. When you're going through tough times, it's tough. But I'm a big believer, and I've seen it over and over and over again, that tough people, that's you. Anyone that's tuning in right now, tough people, that's you. I'm here to tell you that you're a tough person. Tough people are greater than tough times. So we've been going through some stuff. We've had the pandemic. We've had civil unrest. We've had political unrest. We've got division. We've got war. We've got rifts going on, the economy. There's a lot of stuff that's out there. But I can tell you this, you are going to make it. You are going to be okay. And I encourage you to believe that you will thrive through it all, through the chaos, through the turbulence, through the choppy waters. Just realize you're going to be okay. And if you need someone to talk to, you know where to find me. You know where to find me. I'm here to help. And there's a lot of other people that are here to support you, the community that we live in. Christopher, the reason why he's doing this is to support the community. So I encourage, and this is a message to myself, hey, Larry, don't be a hero. You don't have to do it alone. You don't have to believe that you've got to be He-Man, a Superman. No, ask for help. That would be the message I would share with Lil Larry back at SageWorks.
Larry, did you know you were going to open your own business again? Did you think you were going to do it again?
I wanted it. I hoped for it, but I was honestly scared. I was scared. And I went through, I don't know if you know double dutch. I went through periods of time where it was kind of like double dutch, where you try to jump in, where it's like, hey, I'm going to leave corporate America. And then it's like, nope, no, I ain't. I might not be the brightest brother in the world, but I'm not going to leave this paycheck every 2 weeks, this commission check every month, this bonus every quarter. I pity the fool. I'd be stupid and dumb to do that. Well, I talked to my mom and my wife and my family. And my mom said, little Larry, you got to pray on it. And my faith is strong. And I prayed on it. And March 26th of 2021, I got the answer. My prayers were answered. And it was crystal clear that I needed to move in the direction that I moved, being a solopreneur. And actually, I've got 3 people on my team. My company's 3 people, me, myself, and I. That's a shout out to De La Soul right there. But we're having just a ton of fun. My family's involved. My kids are involved. We're looking at writing a children's book now. Who would have thunk it? But to answer your question, I was scared. I was scared beyond belief. Can I do it? I think they call it FUD, not Elmer Fudd, but fear, uncertainty, and doubt was walking all around my head. Can I do it, or am I going to strike out like my baseball academy? And thankfully, I had so many supporters, Hercules, cheering me on and supporting. It's been an amazing, amazing journey and adventure.
Larry, I feel like you talk to people about their goals all the time and like what they want to accomplish, and you help them get there. But I'm just curious because I started following you in the thick of 2020, and you helped so many dark afternoons or days sitting at the computer just get a little bit better. But I don't think I've heard anyone ask, like, what are your goals? Like, what do you hope to accomplish now that you've taken this journey by yourself?
Wow, Christopher, I appreciate that. And really been doing some deep work with my coach. So, I mean, short term, I'm looking for speaking engagements, just opportunities to be able to speak and share and sew into sales professionals, business professionals, teams, colleges, universities, you name it. That's short term, but long term. And this was this exercise brought some tears. I'm not ashamed to say I cried. I lost my father December 11th of 2015. And my purpose, my whole goal is really to honor his legacy. My dad grew up in Baltimore City, surrounded by violence, crime, single parent home, abusive father, alcoholic father that was kind of in and out. And he persevered. He ran track. That was his ticket out of the projects. University of Maryland. He's a Terp, and he passed that baton to me. And my goal, December 11th, 2025, I've already put a stake on it, is to either have broken ground and or have a fully funded foundation to support inner city youth with going to that next level of higher education. There's so many talented kids that are coming out of the projects, that are coming out of neighborhoods that don't have the same resources as other kids. And I want to be able to support them. And I've been so blessed in my journey. And that's thankful to my father, to my mother, my family, all my friends, colleagues, mentors, coaches, you name it. I want to tangibly pass along in the form of resources as well as money for folks to go to higher education, whatever that looks like, to support them with creating a new narrative for their life and for their family's life. We want to flip the script. What's going on, Beck Holland? We want to flip the script of what the normal route looks like and have them go get that piece of paper, get that education, and really turn what could be tragedy into triumph.
Larry, how do you make sure, how do you stay focused on that goal? Like, do you have any like tips or tricks for anyone out there? Like, do you write it down? Do you have it tattooed somewhere on your body? Is there a plaque in your office?
Yeah, no tattoos. I'm afraid of needles. And I was just telling the group earlier, I met a guy from California who had Carpe Diem tattooed on this forearm. Carpe knocked him. I said, "Oh, that looks painful, but I like your commitment." Christopher, it comes down to being committed. So with my coach, we use a platform called Asana. where we document all of my commitments, all of my goals, my BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals, because we're trying to accomplish some things that I never would have imagined. And that's the life that I'm creating now in the short term, as well as building to in the long term. I never thought I would be an author. I never thought that I would be able to hopefully contribute $1 million to inner city youth going to get their education. That's part of my goal. I want to contribute a significant amount of money and resource to help. And it's from an accountability, it's in writing. We've got specific goals, and my coach is my accountability partner. My family, my mother, my wife, my kids, they all know what we're striving forward for. And the Shorty Long Foundation and/or Community Center, December 11th, 2025. We're gonna have it.
Wow, Larry, I think we will still be connected in some way, shape, or form by then, and I hope I can see it, and I wish you nothing but success in achieving that goal. But the takeaway too there, I think, is write it down and make sure you have an accountability partner. I think that's like the little free coaching hack, and that was actually going to be my next question, Larry. What is a hack, a routine, a product, a tool, a book? Obviously, Jolt, which I think you can get almost anywhere right now on Amazon or Audible. But what's a hack that you would recommend, or a routine, or?
Yeah, I appreciate you asking. And Audible, that'll be coming out soon. I'm going to be in the studio in July for the audiobook. So right now,
are you reading the whole book?
What'd you say?
Are you going to read the whole book?
Oh, of course. I mean, I can't have someone else's voice from my book. Come on, Cletus. I got microphones out the wazoo.
I will wait till that version comes out, though, because if I can get a whole book read by you.
I love it. But here goes something that I do, because I go through spells where I'm just not feeling the best. I go to YouTube, and I guess they call it the algorithm. If you watch Eric Thomas, Denzel Washington, Will Smith, Snacks Back, Tony Robbins. I mean, if you watch some of the uplifting, Les Brown, some of the uplifting, powerful messages, the algorithm, it sends you down a rabbit hole. And for me, it's a good rabbit hole of positive messages. So for me, I watch one, and then next thing I know, 30 minutes later, I'm fired up. I mean, so it's one of those things of, what are you consuming? I mean, I've got this book right here. I keep this, Can't Hurt Me, David Goggins. Oh my goodness. You talk about getting you fired up. If you can't get fired up, listening to David Goggins, watching David Goggins, reading David Goggins, Tony Robbins, Eric Thomas, E.T. Come on now. You better check your pulse. So that's what works for me. I know it doesn't work for everyone. Sometimes, folks, you got to find what your outlet is. For some folks, I think it's meditation and yoga. I tried hot yoga once. I almost didn't make it out. The instructor said, "Excuse me, sir, are you okay?" I said, "Nah, I didn't know it was going to be this hot." She said, "Well, you can go to dead man's pose." I said, "If I go to dead man's pose, I might die. I need to go out and get some fresh air in the hallway. I'll never do hot yoga again." I didn't realize you're supposed to hydrate 48 hours in advance. I was like a camel. I was parched.
David Goggins is funny. He's my anti-Instagram, because if I follow him on Instagram, and when I log on and I see him just running like 15 miles at a clip telling me to man up, I just get off Instagram. It's a great way to like control your social media habit if you just follow a bunch of people like David Goggins.
I love it. But I love it. I mean, everyone has their own hacks. I encourage everyone, find what works best for you. Someone asked me the question earlier, "Hey, Larry, are you ever in a bad mood?" Yeah, I'm human. I'm not superhuman. I'm a regular human being. Now, there is something funny. My family, we just did a Disney cruise out of Miami last week. We went to the Frost Science Center, and they had this technology, this facial recognition technology, which shows, like, based on your facial features, whether you're happy, whether you're angry, whether you're sad. I can't be sad. Like, according to science, I just can't. I was trying to think of sad things. I was trying to put on a sad face, but it was telling me I was angry. I would say anything is possible, but for me, it's impossible to be sad. It's kind of crazy.
I think that's Larry. That might be your superpower, actually. Yeah, you lost that sad emotion, and you're out there just to spread happiness into the world.
I love it.
Well,
I love it.
Larry, I have two fun questions for you that I used to ask people in interviews, and one I retired a long time ago, but I'm going to ask you again. The first one's an easy one, and I'm just curious: if you could eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
That's easy. That's easy. I mean, you are what you eat. That's one of the chapters in my book. You are what you consume. That would make me a fried chicken. And I love Bojangles. I'm here in North Kakalaki, North Carolina. What time is it? It's bow time. So yeah, that Bojangles.
Okay.
I like Bojangles so much that I actually bought stock. I'm a shareholder in Bojangles.
I could get to. I will hunt a good fried chicken sandwich, so I can get on the train with that. My other one is this is a little. I haven't tried this one in a long time, but I feel like if somebody was going to answer it and have fun with it, would be you. If you could be one color, what color would you be? Oh, Larry, I think we just lost you on left feet. There we go.
Hold on. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, I got you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we just froze up a little bit, but I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh no, did we lose you on color question? Yeah, we got you.
I can hear you now. Give me that question again.
There we go. All right. If you could be one color, what color would you be?
Oh my goodness. And my mom is gonna laugh because when I was younger, her and my dad thought something was wrong with me. Because most kids they color with crayons that are colors. For me, my favorite color is black. So the one color, it's kind of crazy. I mean, I went to Maryland, so you would think it would be red, but I just love the color black. So if that was the one color, it would be black.
I thought you were gonna say turp red almost for like I would have put money on it before this one. And the next, oh man, okay, not Maryland red.
Black.
Larry, where could anyone listening right now, where should they go find you? Where can they find your stuff? You have a YouTube channel, you have a book that just came out, Jolt, and it's coming out on audiobook, so definitely can't wait for that one. But where else can somebody find you?
Yeah, the best way to find me is on LinkedIn. Larry Long Jr., I got the smile for a mile. Thank you, Dale Zwazinski, for that. And I love connecting with folks on LinkedIn. Please follow me there. You can also go to my website, Larry Long Jr. That's LarryLongJR.com. But you can find me anywhere. I'm on Instagram. I got Twitter. I'm on Facebook, whatever that is.
You do a Wednesday. It used to be a Wednesday motivation minute. Now it's like a Wednesday motivation half hour, right? Almost.
Yeah, we go about 15 minutes. The midday motivational minute. Today was episode number 114. So it's 114 out of the last 115 weeks. We've been on Wednesday at 12 noon Eastern, just sharing a word of encouragement, a word of positivity.
And you started that was started peak COVID, right?
Right in it. It was April after a conversation with Morgan Ingram. And I got to say thank you to Morgan for being a mentor to me, for being a support. He said, Larry, I see you writing short form content on LinkedIn. That's good, but you've got potential to be great and you got to get on video. And I said, nah, Morgan, I'm not going on video. I got the face for radio. I might have the smile for a mile, but everyone's going to laugh at me. He said, Larry, they're already laughing at you. And that's a good thing. He said, I'm going to tell you what my mentor told me. If you don't get on video, you're being selfish because it's all about you and it's not about you. If you can impact one person's life for the positive, that's all that matters. After he told me that on a Friday, the following Wednesday, I did my first episode on my back porch. 114 episodes, 115 weeks later. Come on now. So I give props to Morgan for that encouragement and that kick in the behind to not be selfish.
Well, Morgan, thank you from all of us for that because, Larry, I've caught quite a few of those Wednesday episodes, and whether you're in a good mood or a bad mood, they are a great midweek pick-me-up. So anyone out there, just follow that. Instagram, I think you have it on. YouTube, it pops on your LinkedIn Live now, so just follow Larry. Larry, I know you have an all-star baseball practice to go to, so we'll wrap up here. Thank you so much. I'm honored that you jumped onto this. I truly appreciate you and everything you do for the greater tech community. You are a special person, and I can't wait to watch you achieve your dreams in a couple of years.
Christopher, thank you. I appreciate you.
Thanks so much, Larry. Take care.
Peace.
Larry, thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate it.
Man, thank you. This was awesome, and I love what you're doing, man. Keep supporting people. They need it. Like there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now. I love what you're doing, you and your team. Let me know what I can do to help.